Imagine losing everything: your family, your possessions, your dignity, and even your name replaced by a tattooed number. You are starving, frozen, and surrounded by death every single hour of the day. In these conditions, most people give up, but a select few, they don't just survive, they keep their souls intact. How is that possible? Today, we are diving into Viktor Frankl's masterpiece, Man's Search for Meaning. This isn't just a book about the Holocaust. It is the ultimate manual on how to survive the hardest moments of your life. Welcome to 5-Minute Library. Let's find the meaning in the suffering. Viktor Frankl wasn't just a survivor. He was a psychiatrist. When he was thrown into the Nazi concentration camps, he didn't just work to stay alive, he began to study his fellow prisoners. He asked a fundamental question: why do some men die while others live? He realized that survival wasn't always about who was physically strongest. It was about who had a purpose. This led Frankl to create a new school of psychology called logotherapy. While Freud said we are driven by pleasure and Adler said we are driven by power, Frankl argues that our deepest drive is the will to meaning. Frankl breaks down the prisoner's experience into 3 mental stages. Stage 1 is shock, the delusion that this can't be happening. But stage 2 is the most dangerous, apathy. This is when emotions shut down. You see a corpse and you don't feel sad. You see brutality and you don't feel anger. It is a protective shell. But here lies the trap. Frankl noticed a terrifying pattern. When a prisoner smoked his last cigarette instead of trading it for food, he had given up. The light had gone out of his eyes. He was usually dead within 24 hours. So, how do you fight the apathy? How do you stay alive when hope seems gone? This brings us to the most famous concept in the book, and perhaps the most important lesson you will ever learn. Frankl writes, everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms. To choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Even if a guard was beating him, Frankl realized the guard could not control his mind. The guard could control his pain, but not how Frankl judged that pain. This is the lesson for us today. You cannot control the economy, a breakup, or a tragedy, but you're 100% responsible for how you respond to it. That agency is where your dignity lies. Between the stimulus and your response, there is a gap. In that gap lies your power. So, how do you actually find meaning when life gets tough? Frankl gives us 3 specific paths. The first way is by creating a work or doing a deed. This is your contribution to the world. For Frankl, it was rewriting the manuscript he lost in the camps. He had to survive so he could finish his book. What is the work that only you can finish? The second way is by experiencing something or encountering someone. This is love. Frankl often hallucinated conversations with his wife. The thought of her kept him alive. Love is the ultimate grasp of another human being. The third way is the hardest, the attitude we take toward unavoidable suffering. If you cannot change your situation like an incurable disease or a great loss, you are challenged to change yourself. Suffering ceases to be suffering the moment it finds a meaning, such as the meaning of a sacrifice. Frankl quotes Nietzsche, saying, "He who has a why to live for can bear almost anyhow." This leads to what Frankl calls tragic optimism. It means remaining optimistic in spite of the tragic triad, pain, guilt, and death. It is not toxic positivity. It's not saying everything is fine. It is saying, this is terrible, but I will use it. I will grow from it. I will help others because of it. Man's Search for Meaning teaches us that life does not owe you happiness. Life does not owe you pleasure. But life does offer you meaning. In every single moment, even the miserable ones. So, here is my challenge to you. What is your why? What is the one thing that keeps you going when the how gets difficult? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to understand the world's best books in just 5 minutes, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an upload. I'll see you in the next summary.